And welcome once again to Wave Your Grades on KUAW.org. My name is Carl Boyd. I am a civilian working with students, striving for excellence in honor of our troops. We're going to have a very special second Saturday broadcast featuring our perennial first Saturday guest, Attorney Valencia Broaddus. So before we start with Wave Your Grades, I'm going to try something real quickly, see how much I can remember. In this parade, please wave your grades at the brave who fight for you. If you don't gain, they fight in vain. Show them what you can do. You make this parade a mere charade if you're marching just for fun. Our troops must feel your thanks for real before the marching is done. They know side by side you can match their stride to the drum beat and the brass, but they're not impressed with you unless you can match their stride in class. This may not sound too diplomatic, but I cannot be more emphatic when I tell you it's problematic when students do less than their best, especially when it's because they put their brilliance on pause for the mere um, popularity it draws from so-called friends doing less. Now that is an excerpt from the Wave Your Grades theme song, which is titled Wave Your Grades. And as we get into the broadcast today and some of the announcements that we will be making, among them will be an emphasis on the theme song every day, 366 days a week, and the word for the day. So that will be part of what we're doing. In a more formal way, once again, welcome to Wave Your Grades, KUAW.org, produced and presented by Louis George Walker. My name is Carl Boyd, and I am privileged, I am honored to welcome Attorney Valencia Broaddus and find out what's up with the Smart Club, what's up with BEU, what's up with financial literacy. Attorney Valencia Broaddus, what's up?
Hi. As you, of course, you know, there's so much going on, and it's
Yes.
summertime now. So the big deal is, what are our students doing to, of course, keep their skills sharp and helping to do what they can to serve the community. So we have just a couple of things that are happening. First is, I know that um, May 11th, and you guys may not know this, but May 11th was designated as Curtis R. McClinton Day by Mayor Wheeler years ago.
Wow.
And that's important because as we think about, Juneteenth and, Black Wall Street, Oklahoma, where Mr. Clinton's from in Oklahoma, think about all these different things. And so we've been doing a lot of studying on businesses and enterprises, and we found that information that um, May 11th is Curtis R. McClinton Day. Now, that's important because June 25th is Curtis McClinton's birthday. Now, why is Mr. Curtis McClinton so important? So he is the founder, he's co-founder of Black Economic Union, along with Jim Brown and the National BEU. And so over the summer, a lot of what we've been focusing on is what is economic development for real? What is it? Why does it matter to our community, other communities? And how do we get our young leaders more and more involved in understanding about why, housing is important, why is education important, small business development, and employment. So housing, education, employment, service development. And those are the four pillars of Black Economic Union. So with that, so we've studied Chris Clinton a lot, and so we found out all these things about him. And as his birthday's coming up, we also then are trying to make sure that we're focusing a little more heavier on doing our young leaders waving their flags, waving their grades for him as well, and
Yeah.
being the ambassador and saying that we appreciate that BEU is allowing all these young people to just kind of do all this development under it, but focusing heavily on financial literacy, building small businesses. And our young people, they started a consulting company, and
Oh,
they're called the Business Essential System Techs. and what they're learning all about every aspect of running a business, and they're in training, and eventually, we've got a couple of small contracts that people have given us so that we can really learn to really be good, smart business people, and from a marketing perspective, helping a lot of helping small businesses to grow. So that's a new project we're doing as far as the students and them just learning more about how economic development. How do I even get in that? We got to learn some stuff. So
Now say that name again, Business Essentials.
yeah, business essential system techs. They are best consultants.
Yes,
BEST. Of
yes,
we like,
absolutely.
yes, given the best,
Something
and
that
they'll come on and tell you how they're having to meet with their potential clients and drafting proposals and understanding financial statements because they have to be able to talk about all this stuff with their potentials, and it's fast it's fascinating watching them figure out with themselves how to run a small business and how to serve clients, which is a little different from just working for people. They're having to go out and you know pitch and get business and then perform it. So they're really learning about pay for performance. And when you're a small business, you have to perform before you get paid. And
without a doubt, without a doubt. And as a matter of fact, as the program goes on, no doubt I will be asking you to repeat contact information, ways for parents to understand how their children, how young people who might be sponsored by an organization or whatever, have the opportunity to participate in what you're doing with them in financial literacy.
absolutely. So that's that business side, and so the financial literacy side. We are going to be starting our second annual our financial Jeopardy
Yeah,
competition.
yeah.
That will be the camp will be July 1st through August the
Ooh,
7th. And July 1st, it's a Thursday, but we're doing it. It's kind of like that second half of the summer schedule with like school districts. So we've got our ambassadors from the first competition. They and their mentors are going to be working with a couple of middle schoolers and high schoolers to teach them about financial literacy and teach them enough so they can compete and win some money. So we're very interested in just finding some middle school students, especially, and high schoolers who may want to just kind of compete a little bit, like a spelling bee. The spelling bee, I've seen it on TV 3 days in a row now. They're talking about, all the students. I'm like, well, that's good. Financial literacy though is great too. So we've got a competition happening, and I'll give you some phone numbers and stuff in a little bit too.
just by way of terminology and nomenclature, let me make sure that I heard what I think I heard. Did I hear you say a selling bee?
Spelling bee. No, I'm so sorry. Spelling bee.
No,
And
it sounded like selling to me because one has to sell their personality, their product,
yes,
their
yes, yes.
expertise. So you,
I see what you mean.
yes, you have just coined selling bee. So we will attribute that to Valencia Brothers.
And Mr. Boy, because you said it first, but we will share that. We will share that.
Okay. Well, before we go on, I want to call in Louis George Walker, and I will tell you why. And this is very important on your topic. Brother Walker has been kind to allow me to tune in onto the Black Family Technology Awareness Association monthly meeting. And Brother Walker, one of the things that was discussed was promoting ourselves better. And I so appreciate, you can say the lady's name who emphasized that, but Attorney Valencia Broadus is certainly worthy of that increased promotion. And I feel like the suits for boots and all of us. But we always, Attorney Broadus, like to ask Louis George Walker to let our listener viewers know how they can tune in, where they can tune in, and how we can better promote our services.
Yes, thank you, Carl. One thing we'd like to let everybody know, and we were had a great meeting. One of our newest board members, Miss Shani Kimber, came in. She has some good information for us. She's actually with the Bank of Blue Valley here in Kansas City. And one of the things that we're talking about is making sure that we promote the station, promote the shows, the guests that are going to be on, get the information to really build that out, and also to share it with our network. So if we know in advance that we get a template together that 3 or 4 days before your show, that we'll have the guest name, we'll have all of that. That'll go out to where everybody can put it in so they'll know, hey, this is coming up, and we'll be able to get to it. So we're going to be on our sites, which we always want you to go to, is www.kuaw.org. On Facebook, go to KUAW Radio. YouTube is KUAW Radio. On Twitter, it's KUAW Radio. So we don't want to confuse you on getting there. So you put in KUAW Radio, you can get us. Also, on our audio only broadcast, where we broadcast music, you can pick it up on our webpage, www.kuaw.org. You can also, if you have access to the internet, go to the online radio box. We've got that. You can also go to mytuner.com, and you can go to Radio Garden and pick us up on all of those sites, and that'll be audio. We're also on the TuneIn app. So you can pick us up on your Google smart speaker, your Amazon speaker. Just tell it to play KUAW, and we're there too. So there's a lot of ways to get in touch with us, and we're wanting to reach out through all of our friends, all of our listeners, all of our hosts. We're going to be asking them to share that pre-show information to their friends so we can build up this audience. We want to have thousands of people listening in when Carl comes on with Wave Your Grades. All right. That's my spiel for today. Thank you very much, Carl.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And I have a question.
Yes.
Okay.
So for Mr. Walker, Mr. George Walker. So as we, get all the efficiency stuff like that, and we're promoting, so can we so if we send you press releases and stuff like that for whatever we're doing,
Absolutely.
how do we do that? Is there a subscription